Hey guys, this is Efren Maina from Civil Center and welcome over back to our channel. And today we are making a video on estimate. So we are going to show you the plan of this particular building here. As you can see, we have this particular building. So this is our ground floor of the building, and this is the first floor, and this is the second floor. So we are going to do the estimate of this up to your first floor. So we'll just get started. We have the plan and also we have the structural drawing with us. So we'll get started. So friends, if you want the full course on building estimation in which all the aspects of estimation will be covered, you can check out the link given in the comments, pinned in the comments and also in the description, and you can register for the courses to learn to work on estimate, finding out the estimate of materials, bargaining schedules, and also the cost calculation of an entire project from experts of Civil Center. Okay, so having done with that, let's get started and do the estimate. So as you can see, the format has been prepared. The first activity which we will calculate is earthwork. So earthwork is basically calculated in cubic meters, and we need to calculate the amount of the earthwork which has to be excavated. So first of all, we need to list out the number of footings here. So if you just check the structural drawing here, this is a structural drawing. If you check the structural drawing, how many types of footings are there, you can check that there is 6 types of footing. That is F1, this is F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 and F6. F5 and F6. So there are 6 types of footings, and the details of the footings are given here, as you can see here. So the footing type we have known, and the number also we can write here. So as you can see from the footing layout, foundation layout, only F4 has 2 types of footings and each other footing have 1 type. So that's why we have written the numbers here. Now length and breadth we can enter separately here, or else we can also just calculate the multiplication of both. But before calculating the length and breadth of the excavation, we need to know that, see, if this is the footing area, then we need to excavate a little bit more, at least 7 inch more on both the sides, sorry, 3 inches more, that is 75 more on this side and all the other sides as well, so that we can have some space for the shuttering materials as well. So here, as you can see, if you go with F1, the size of F1, as you can see here, we can check the size of F1 here. So it's it's 10.290 and 3.129. These are the 2 dimensions here. So if you can check here, we have done here 3.179 plus 0.15, and here we need to do 10.290 plus 0.15. So what is 0.15? 75 plus 75 equals to 150 which equals to 0.15. So we just need to change this value here to 10.29. We'll just change it here, 10.29, and we're good to go. So similarly, we'll do this the same thing with F2, F3, F4 and F5 as well. And this is the number, length and the height. So the height of this particular excavation, as you can see, you can check from here. So you can check here. So as you can see, we are going below the foundation level. We are going 1.2 meter below the foundation level. So that will be the excavation portion, and we also have 100 So it is 1200 plus 100, that is 1.3. So that's why the height is 1.3 here. So if we just look in this diagram here, basically to give you an idea, this entire portion will be excavated. This portion, that is 75 gap. After leaving 75 gap, this entire portion will be excavated. So that's what we are calculating here. So let's just get done with the remaining things. Okay, F2. So the number of F2 is, as you can check from here, F2, we have one number of F2 here. So we'll just write 1 here, and this length and breadth, it is 2.4 plus 0.15. Let's just check. So it's 2 and 2.829. So we'll just change that. So it is 2 and this is 2 plus 15, 2.15 into 2.829 plus 0.15. That's what we are getting here. As you can see here, that's what we're getting here. Okay, so now let's go with F3. And this is simply the multiplication of these three, so you can check it here. Check the command. This is simply multiplication of these three cells. Okay, so we are done with F2. Let's go to F3. So now for F3 the size is 2.750. so for F3 also number of footings is 1, so you can just do this as 2.750 plus 0.15 into whole square. So there is a square footing, so that's why this is like this. Now in F4 we have two number of F4 here, so just write two F4s, and here we'll have the size. So the size is 2002 and 4.048. so just change here, it will be 2 and 2.048 plus 0.15. okay, this will be the multiplication. Let's just check the length again. First it's 4.048. 4, this will be the multiplication symbol, and this will be 4.048 plus 0.15. so this one is the area of F4. So now moving on to F5, F5, we have one F5 here, so the size is 9.89 into 2000. so we'll just change that, so it's 9.89 plus 0.15. here we have 2.0 plus 0.15. this will be the multiplication symbol, and after that this is the area. And now for the F6, we have only one F6 here. This is 2.55. so this will be your 2.55 plus 0.15 whole square. So like this we have done. So now we have got the quantity of earthwork for all the footings, and next thing will be for our periphery walls. So for the periphery wall, we have shown in the earlier videos also. This is generally the drawing of the periphery wall. So we have 3 layers of bricks, below that 3.075, that is 3 inches of PCC, and 0.1 mm of your earthwork, and above that we have a 20-inch brick layer, that is 0.5 meter thick brickwork, and then a 15-inch brickwork, that is 375 meter thick brickwork, and then we have a 10-inch wall or 0.25 meter brickwork. So the height is also 0.15, 0.15 and 0.125. so it's 3 layers of the bricks, and the total height can be 0.6 meters. So that's what exactly we have done here. As you can see here, this is height is 0.61 meter, which is approximately 2 feet, and the breadth, as you can see, if you can check it, so it will be also approximately 0.5 meter. If you add 0.5 plus 0.15, that is 75 mm along this side and 75 mm along this side, so it will be exactly 0.65. so taken 0.66 here. So that's why we have taken this breadth and the height of the periphery wall. You can also take 0.60 and 0.65. so after that, this length, so this length can be calculated by calculating the total perimeter of the boundary. If you just check the plan, here you have the plan here, so the ground floor plan. So this was the existing building, so the periphery wall will be along this boundary, this one. The structural drawing will give you a better representation. So as you can see, these are the plinth beams, so the periphery wall will be along this boundary. So this will be the length for our periphery walls. So we can use the polylines to calculate this particular length of the periphery wall. That will be around this one. As you can see, this area inside which the sand filling is to be done, you can do that. So before that, you can just select this and remove some of them, so that we can have select it will be easy selecting the lines. Here also you can just read, and later we can just come up with anything. Select this and select this, select F, enter, and then select this. Okay, this is done, and this one is okay, this one is also okay. So let's start the polyline from here to here, 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 last one, Li, enter. So this will give you the area and also the length. So we are concerned right now the length. This is in mm, so we want it in meter, so it will be 57.707 meter. So you can just do that, 57.71. That will be the length of the periphery wall, and this will give you the earthwork excavation for your periphery walls. So we'll have the earthwork quantity calculated. So next, if you go for the excavation, the disposal also, the quantity will be the same. So you can just keep it as the same as this. The next work, which will be your sand filling. So the sand filling, as you can see in the drawings also, sand filling is done 100 mm below the footings. As you can see in the footing diagram, 100 mm below the footings, and also 100 mm below the periphery walls, as you can see. And also it will be done inside this built up area of the ground floor. So the periphery wall will be along the boundary, and the inside portion will be filled with sand. So we can calculate that very easily. So first we'll calculate the sand filling below the footing. So here you can just use this quantity of excavation. As you can see, we have just inserted, made it all the footings equal to the portions which we have used in excavation. Only the height will be different. Height will be 0.1. So that's the portions which you need to change. You can mark in yellow. That will be beneficial while you prepare the Excel sheet, and the quantity will simply be the multiplication. So the quantity of sand filling used in footings we have calculated very easily, and then we will calculate the quantity below the periphery wall. So we have also can talk about the sum command which we have used in the earthwork. So this is simply the sum from here to here and multiplied to 1.1. So 1.1 is multiplied because we are taking 10% extra. Okay, so coming back to where we had left in the periphery wall. So the brick foundation, as you can see, this already we had done it here. So we have taken this and this also, and height is here also. It is the same 0.1, and the calculation is also the same. That is the multiplication of this. Now for the next one, inside the periphery wall built up. So inside the periphery wall built up, the number will be defined, and the height, where you can find the height. So you can find the height from here, as you can see, up to the plinth level, from the ground level up to the plinth level. This will be the height of the sand filling, because that will be top of the plinth beam, and up to here the soil will be filled. So this is the height, 1.2 meter, and the particular length you can find out, or you can just calculate the total area and just put it here. So for calculating the total area, you can do a simple calculation here. You will already have the polyline, as you can see here, the polyline, and using this you can calculate the particular sand filling inside the periphery wall built up area. Only the particular area or the volume of the beams can be deducted later. Okay, so we can do this. So simply just Li, enter, and here we'll have the area, that is, it is in mm square. So if you just convert this into meter square, so it will be 95.78. So simply write here, as you can see, this is the 95.78 this is our area inside the periphery wall, and the height is 1.2 meters, and the quantity can be simply calculated like this. Now if you want some deductions, we can do the deductions. So let's see what are the deductions which we do in the sand filling, and after that I think the remaining portion we can cover in another video. So for this we'll just do the deductions. So the deductions let's do. So first of all, the deductions will be for the sand filling inside the periphery wall built up. The first deduction will be for our plain beams. Okay, so now let's see the number of beams here. So we have beams B2, as you can see, B2, B3, this B3, and all these are the plain beams. So we'll just write here B1, B1, and then insert another slab here, insert, we'll just all the rows which are needed we can insert them. It will be B2, B3. Let's check how many are there here. This is the schedule of plain beam and ground for B4. Up to B4 we'll have. So B4, B4. So these are the portions of the deductions. So we can have the number or simply the length of this B1, B2, B3, B4, and then we can simply deduct them. So this is 1. Let's give this 1, 1, 1, 1, and here let's just do this full all borders, and the breadth and the height also it is fixed. So just let's just write the breadth and the height of this B1, B2, B3, B4 as well. So the breadth of every one is 252.250. So we are just deducting the concrete of these beams, as simple as that, 0.25, and we can select this and we can copy this down. And the height, as you can see, height is different, 350 for all except B3. B3 is 500, so B3 is 0.5, and for the remaining ones it's 0.35, and so this will be 8. And after that the particular length, the quantity, let us just drag this, so it will just calculate the quantity automatically. So this one, and for the sum also we'll just do it later, and here we can just write -1, so that whatever the quantity we calculated it will be deducted automatically. Use to -1, enter, and then copy it to the remaining one. Okay, so now we just need to write the length of this particular beams B1, B2, B3 and B4. So this particular length, let's calculate the lengths of your B1 first. So here we'll just calculate the length of the B1. Now we'll have some columns which we had deleted earlier. We'll just press Ctrl plus Z to make the columns back, get the columns back, the portions which we had deleted. Okay, we are back now. Now we can go for the length calculation of B1. So let's go for the center to center distance of the B1, because that will be a better way, and then we will be able to calculate that. So from here to, let's calculate this up to this end, this B1, also this one up to this end. This is separate one, B4. So this will be the length B1 here. So it will be equals to, we'll just keep on adding 4.699 plus 4.699 plus, as you can see, let's see horizontally if we have any B1 or not. Okay, this one is also B1, so this one also we can calculate. ortho is turned on. So from here to here, this will be the length of B1, 4.186 plus this one is also V1 actually. Just calculate the whole of it. So it will be 9.068. It will be 9.06 plus now the next B1, let's find out. No B1 horizontal now, so I think we don't have any B1 here. Vertically also you can check B3, 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 B4, B4, B4. So there is no B1, so we are good with it. So now we can simply go to the next one. We'll just close this, and this is the quantity. So we'll check the multiplication here, this multiplication also, and this one also, this one also. Okay, so we'll do here, modify it, equals to this into this into this into your F26. So here we have the quantity. Now next, the same thing we need to do for the B2 as well. So for the B2, let's calculate the length here. This is the entire portion is B2 actually. So we'll start from here and end here. So it will be 14.021 equals to 14.021 plus, and then this B4, B4, B3, 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 B2, B2, we have some B2 here, 1, 2, 3, this entire portion is B2 actually. So this one should also be the same. As this bottom one, so it will be same 14.021. We'll just do this into 2 plus, and we'll add this 1 to 2 number of beams. So this can be added here. We'll take the dimensions from here to here, 4.623 into 2. So this is the complete quantity of B2 which you can deduct. This one also, let me just, okay, now it's good. So next is B3. So for the B3, let's check B4, B4, B3 and B3. 2 B3 we have. So if we calculate the B3 from here to here, this will be the B3, 1.88 into 2 equals to 1.88 into 2 plus this 2 we have got covered, and we have, looks like we have this along this as well. So let's just write this, just measure this. It is 12.192 into 2. So this will be your 12.192 into 2. This will be the one, and let's check we have any other B3 as remaining or not. No, we have covered everything. So this will be all for the B3. Enter. And now B4. So the deduction for the B4 also will do equals to, now I think we have covered everything, only 2 B4s are there, this one and this one. So the length of the B4 is 1.575 into 1, 2 and 3. So that should be the length of the B4. So we'll just write 1.575 cross 3. So we have got the deductions for our beams, which will be the deduction for our the sand in the inside the periphery wall. So now let's check whether we can make any more deductions. The more accurate you can go. If it's only a rough estimate, then you can avoid these deductions as well, because it will give you a bit of quantity on the higher side, so that there is no problem in that. But usually you can go for more deductions as well. So the more deduction you can do for the footing here. Okay, so we have 6 types of footing here. So now if you can check here the depth of the footing. So the depth of the footing is your 1.2 meter. So and the depth of the periphery wall will be your exactly 0.6 meter. So here there will be no deduction for the periphery wall, but if the footing, as you can see, the footing portion of the footing is inside your built up area, like in this case, as you can see, the footing is this one, and this is actually around the entire span. This one also, this footing also will come around here. So if it is like this, then we can have some deduction. Just to show you, give a visual representation, just an approximate visual representation. I will just use this CAD file to represent to you what we are just dealing along with here. What we can do is just copy these 2 drawings entirely, make sure the entire 2 drawings are copied. You can just copy it somewhere else to show you. Okay, then click on escape, and after that what we can do is we can delete the stuff which is not required, the lengths and all, and these lengths, and we can simply just, this is for the visual representation for you. What we can do, we can simply select this and B enter. So it will be turned into a block. Just name it F. Okay, and after that you can select this block and copy this, take a reference point, so that the reference point be the center of this circle. Just move your mouse to the corner, and then you find the center of this circle. Sorry, so not the circle, the column, and this one also, and here you'll find the center of this column. Okay, we've done something wrong. Just press Ctrl+Z here, so we'll take a better reference point this time. So I think the corner of this column will be better reference point. Select this, copy, and then the corner of this column to the corner of this particular column. Now it's all good. Now we can check. As you can see, this is the footing area. So this is the footing area. So this footing has nothing to be concerned of, but all for the remaining footings, some portions are coming inside our periphery one. So these particular that particular area of sand filling we can deduct. So we can do that easily. If we are have the CAD file, we can do that easily. So let's work around with the deductions of the footing here, and we'll just start here. So I think we'll need we don't need to do any deduction for the footing F5. Only need to go with up to F6. So we'll just do this. So we'll need 5 rows here, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this one will be our okay. Let's do this remaining things also. Just will be helpful for us, easier for us, whether equals to just write this F1, and then we can just copy there up to F6, and here equals to minus, just minus this, and this will be get copied. As you can see, this is getting copied, and the height also, whether you can find the height. No, we don't have the height here mentioned anywhere. So the height also we can just do whether this directions, I think this entire thing we'll need to insert. So just make this yellow. Okay, footing is automatically done, and for the footing F5 we'll just do this as 0 because there's nothing required for the F5 with 0. Okay, now for the F1 you can write the length and breadth, or the we'll simply write to the total area which is involved. So in margin center this, and the height let's write for all the footings. Okay, so these are the footings. So F1 0.35, 0.35, F2 is your 0.3, 0.3, F3 is your 0.65, 0.65, and F4 is your 0.3, 3, F5 we don't need that, let's write it 0.35 and 0.55, 0.35, 0.55. These are the depths of the footing, and now we'll just mention the area which is inside the particular periphery wall, so that we can deduct that particular portion for the sand filling as well. So now we can open the CAD file here, and we can simply calculate the area here. We'll just take let's say we'll take a polyline, and so here we're just taking a polyline and we're calculating the portion inside the footing here. So here, as you can see, the area to be deducted, if we just calculate from here, it can start from here and it can end, whether there is a junction here. If there is not a junction, we need to create one. You can this and this. Okay, we have here. So we can start the polyline from here, and here, here, approximately here, so this will be the polyline for the deduction of the area for sand filling inside your this particular area. So this will be our, what will be, Li, enter, and this will be your, the area is just, this is mm square, and if you just do this in meter square, you just need to go 6 places, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17.43. so here we can do 17.43, and then remaining ones also you can just merge and center here. This one also merge and center, this one also merge and center, this one also you can merge and center. So for the F2 also we find out only this portion. We'll just take a polyline and we are to, this portion actually will be the column, so we can take the portion, column portion will also be deducted actually for the sand filling. So we can take this portion like this and can calculate like this. This is only for the accurate calculation. For normal calculation you can avoid this particular thing as well. Okay, this one is the portion, Li, enter, it will be this will be around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.85. so it will be your F2 1.85 portion will be deducted. And then for the F3, let's check for the F3 how much portion will be deducted. Okay, F3 doesn't affect this end filling because it is in the outside the plinth level. This is actually existing structure, it will be inside that, so it will not be concerned about the sand filling in the F3. So for the F4, I'll just calculate this polyline, and starting from here to here to here to here. This one is the portion of the F4. I'll enter. So this is area of 1 2 3 4 5 6 6.7. so this is 6.7, and F4 also you need to calculate. It will be the two portions of F4, we can add both the portions here. So we'll just take a polyline here and calculate this portion which needs to be deducted. So Li enter. This is approximately 3.65. This will be your addition of 3.65 plus this one. Let's just make an approximate calculation this time, not just take the footing. So the column will not take. So it will be around 1.6.75, 3, 4, 5, 6.75. So this is the particular area of F4. Let's go for F6, the last one. Only a small portion. You can do with the help of rectangle. The polyline. This will be your area, as you can see, 1.23. So this will be the deductions for the footings, and now we already deducted for the beams. So but we need to also deduct for the periphery wall also. So if you want to deduct for the periphery walls, we can do that. Just we'll just insert a column below this, and just type periphery walls, because we've taken the length of the periphery wall as well. So we'll just do -1, and in the periphery walls also, let's see what are the beams which you are having. So in the periphery wall we are having this B1 and this B2 as well, B3, B2, B1, B2, B3. So we are not having any B4 in the periphery wall. Okay, so let's check the size here. All the sizes are the same. B1, B2, B3. Okay, only B3 is 550. So we can need to make two columns here, I think. One will be your periphery wall -1, another one will make this, will also copy and paste it here. And the height for this will be equals to 1.2 minus 0.35 because I've already deducted for the beams, and for the B3 it will be equals to 1.2 minus your 0.5, as you can see 0.5. So this is the two lengths. So the periphery wall length already we have here, length, breadth and your height. So the breadth is your 0.25, that one is fixed, and the height only, sorry, the length only we need to calculate. So only for the B3 let's find out, and the remaining one we can already have. So here you can see B3 along the periphery, what we have here, it's this one, that is 12.192 into 2. So what we can do here, this length will be your equals to 12.192 into 2, and this length will be equals to this total periphery wall length minus this 12.192 into 2. So this will be the length. So this will be the direction for the periphery wall. So we can simply drag it like this. This will give us, so this is the multiplication here, program C31 into D31 into your E31 into your, it will be F31. So this one is 8, and this particular portion will just unmerge it. Same for the others as well. It was a mistake. Just unmerge this, and okay, or otherwise you can just do Ctrl+Z and just keep it like this, and we'll just change the program here for this. Equals to this into this into your H32. Okay, it's not H32, it's G32, sorry, G32. Something wrong. F32. Now it's okay. We'll just copy this. This one we don't need. We'll just increase the sum portion. Now we are having the total earth quantity multiplied by 1.2. 1.2 is for the compaction. So let's revise what we have done. So first of all, the quantity calculation is very simple. We had just taken the footing lengths and number of footings we had, the area of the excavation, which is taken the area of the footing, and 0.075, that is 75 mm extra on all the sides, and the height of the sand filling was 0.1 meter or 100 mm. So like this we had calculated the total sand filling here, And next was for the periphery walls. Below the periphery walls also the length and the breadth was fixed. Only for the height we had just calculated this 0.1 meter. So this was also done. And inside the periphery wall built up area, we had calculated the entire built up area and multiplied 1.2. This care given us this particular quantity for the sand filling. And for the deductions, we did the deductions for all the beams, and after all the beams we did the deduction for the periphery walls, and after the periphery walls we did the deduction for the footings. And after all the the quantity and all the deduction of the footings, we got the total quantity of your sand filling. So in today's video we had completed the quantity of earthwork and quantity of sand filling. So in the upcoming videos we'll move further. That's all for today. Bye bye.